Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're going to be looking at the most recent single from the British alternative post-hardcore band Caskets, titled Guiding Light. The band will be looking to continue building on the strong foundation they made for themselves with the release of their 2021 album Lost Souls. The band are heavily influenced by artists such as Bring Me the Horizon, but they like to put their own twist on that style of music, and they certainly have a very unique sound to themselves. One of the things about this band is that they are very emotional in the styling of their music. It's something that Matt Flood has really drawn a lot of power from, because even in his singing, his stage presence, everything about him has this very emotive feel to it, and that does come across in a lot of their music. So will this track lead us into the darkness or guide us into the light? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
So if I sold myself alive, would you be my guiding light? Can I find enough patience in time? Take a step back and rewind. Or stay away. I decided to hide it and nobody knew what I was going through. Forget it.
Okay, already I really like the pacing that we've got on the actual lyrics for this track. I like these switching between these kind of just very short held notes and really just kind of these much faster pace. It's playing with a lot of indecisiveness in which speed he wants to go, which can be quite difficult for certainly the rest of the band to keep up with when you're chopping and changing all the time with the speed of the delivery of the lyrics. And already we're getting an idea of what this could possibly be about. The idea of a guiding light, the idea of needing a helping hand. And I like that they open with "So if I sold myself a lie." And I think this is definitely going to be a song that revolves quite heavily around the idea of kind of being in a dark place and not really being able to get out of it, needing someone to help you do just that. And that opening lyric kind of tails to that idea of selling yourself a lie. You kind of tell yourself that you're okay when you aren't actually always. You kind of lie to yourself to make yourself believe something. So I like that. And I like as well with this first verse, we've really got a lot of scattered lyrics, and it comes back to the speed of the delivery. And it kind of goes to that idea when somebody's not really sure about how to express that they need help because they don't know the right words to find. They don't really know how to convey that idea that they're in a dark place and they need assistance. So I like the really the heavy scattering in the speed of the actual first verse, and just the way that some of the sentences are constructed, because they don't really feel like they kind of have that constant delivery.
You said it for the longest time. I don't wanna hear anymore. So tell me who to trust if I sold myself alive. Would you be my guiding light? You said that I should find my own way back to life. Maybe you're right.
Okay, I really like the idea that this song plays on the idea that this message of you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. I like that it's kind of asking that idea, would you be my guiding light, as a question, not you will be my guiding light. It's kind of that kind of not that uncertainty around somebody. They're not sure if they need the help. And I like the idea that someone says you should find your own way back. It can be looked at in two ways. You can look at it as someone doesn't want to help you, or that idea that someone wants to help you, but you've got to help yourself first. That idea you've got to love yourself before someone can then love you. So there's different ways of looking at this depending on the perspective that you really want to focus in on. But I like that the band are kind of adapting that message, but kind of giving you the ability to look at it in a couple of different ways.
Admit it, we're finished. It's killing me that you're unwilling to give in to any of my flaws. Seamlessly getting over me. So leave my open stitches, I'll be free.
Okay, this is quite an interesting verse we have got here, because there's two ways of looking at this. You could look at this from a relationships perspective, or kind of someone that's giving up on a partner, and the idea of admit it, we're finished. But you can also look at this as an interpersonal perspective as well, like someone's really got that devil in their head effectively, and they're trying to tell themselves, it's killing me that you're unwilling to give in. You're kind of that idea in your head that you really want to reach out for help, but you're not willing to do so. You need that guiding light. So I like that idea. I love the idea of "so leave my open stitches, that idea that you've got a wound that needs kind of covering up, that needs repairing. And I like that they're tying in a lot of these kind of different ideas through some of these lyrics that really help to just build this picture. But again, I love this open-endedness with the two ways that you can look at it, depending on maybe a situation you've been in. And again, more lyrics just really tying to that idea of someone feeling a little bit broken inside, torn inside, almost like they're a book and their story is unraveling. So some really nice use of metaphorical lyrics in this actual track. And again, so go ahead and turn the page. You want to get to that next chapter. You need that guiding light to get you there. So everything really fits in quite nicely with the message the band are trying to convey. And I love the way they're using the idea of books. It's something we see in a lot of music that really helps kind of tell the story of a life.
If I saw myself alive, would you be my guiding light? You say that I should find my own way back to life. Maybe you're right.
And one thing I want to touch on that Matt Flood does with his lyrics as well, he kind of switches between this very quick delivery and these long-held arcing notes that he really loves to do in. And one thing this actually does for the band, it's kind of part of the reason they've been so popular with a lot of UK festivals, is because if they're playing to a room of maybe 200 people, it feels like a stadium performance. I mean, the couple of times I've seen these guys perform live, it feels like they're playing to like 20,000 people, and it kind of gives the song much higher levels based off just his vocal delivery alone. It really makes the song feel much bigger than it is, and it also adds that range of emotion I talked about. It's something that does come across in his stage presence as well.
Help me, I keep turning, I need a savior. Help me, I plead, but no one ever hears my voice. Help me, I need to swim away from danger. You can guide me back to life.
I actually really liked that verse because it looks at the different ways that people can sometimes find help. I keep drowning, I need a saviour. So that could be that religious idea that you kind of, the whole baptism by fire, that kind of idea. Then we've got the next lyric, which is scream but no one hears my voice. So again, talking to somebody, that idea that you need to reach out and actually speak to somebody. And for the idea of swimming away from danger, it's the idea of you need to remove yourself from dangerous circumstances or things like the sort of environments that can lead to you struggling. So I like that they've covered three different ways of kind of getting self-help, removing yourself from dark places, but using a variety of different situations. I think that's really smart the way they've done that, and just kind of tied it off with you can guide me back to life. It doesn't talk about a specific person, it's just there is different things in this world that can help guide somebody back out of the darkness and into the light.
Tell me what we're waiting for. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Tell me what we're waiting for. I don't even know anymore.
Okay, I really like this kind of soft switch up that we have got. The idea that, again, it's that interpersonal thing. Tell me what we're waiting for. Almost like you're kind of giving yourself a bit of a pep talk. But again, it could be that idea of you're speaking to somebody. I love just the duality of this song and how you can look at it as if you want it to apply to you and somebody else, or just you personally as a person, as a singular person. So I really like the way they've just kind of put those two possible ideas and kind of built it, intertwined it into one track.
If I saw myself alive, would you be my guiding light? You say that I should find my own way back to life. Maybe you're right. Help me, I keep turning, I need a savior. Help me, I plead, but no one ever hears my voice. Help me, I need to swim away from danger. You
One other thing I really love they did towards the end of that track is just that kind of hollow fading on that last lyric, almost like you're either reaching the end of the tunnel. That whole idea of light at the end of the tunnel was really smart just to see that thrown in at the end of the track. But a couple of things I really did enjoy about that particular song. First of all, again, going back to that duality idea, you can look at it as either tied in with a couple of people kind of working together to kind of get out of a dark place, or just looking at kind of yourself interpersonally, just really kind of looking at yourself and kind of doing a bit of a pep talk in your own head about escaping a situation or a dark area that you may be in. So it's great to see that. The song definitely revolves around some of this idea of kind of self-love, self-help, and kind of how you can build on that, remove yourself from dangerous situations, seek advice through either religion or just through talking. So covering that in a lot of the different lyrics as well. And it's not too heavily really kind of just encrypted for you to uncover. You can see how a lot of the lyrics really do link around that. And I love some of the stylings that they did. I mean, I love Matt Flood's voice, just the way he kind of builds these high levels as a vocalist. He really has helped to do that, to elevate the sound and the power of their music, which is great to see. And it certainly sounds like a very strong first single from what I imagine will be going on to an upcoming album. So that will be everything for today's video, but please let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. And if you are hearing these guys for the first time, then definitely check out Lost Souls. It was a very strong album. They don't really kind of delve too far away from their style. They do like to really incorporate how they did on the first album, and it looks like they're going to be doing the same with this one as well. But they have a very strong and unique sound as well, which is great to see. So check that album out as well. It's definitely worth the listen. And if you want to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.